Welcome to my channel, everyone. You know, a debate has been going on for decades now regarding the name Africa. Are we Africans? Where does it come from? Why is it important that we call ourselves Africans? Or why is it important to be labeled? What is it about label that is so important to some people? I mean, when you go into research about this name Africa, where it comes from, it's complicated, it's so confusing. I mean, we can't really know the truth. Nobody actually has the origins of this name and what it actually means. Before this continent was called Africa, it was known as Alkebulan. But a lot of people are rejecting Alkebulan because they're saying it's Arabic, and we know Arabic is not African. So they say, no, we don't want this name. Because people are saying, okay, fine, if we can't accept Africa, then we need to come up with a name. But then Al-Kebulan has been rejected. But then when you start doing research on Africa, so many things come up. You don't even know where the truth lies. Because some people are saying, no, Africa in old Roman language meant black, or the land of the black, Afri. And some people say there was a tribe known as the Afri who were living in modern day Tunisia, and they've moved to countries like Niger and Mali, and those are the original owners of this name, Afri. And some people say, no, Africa is an acronym. Africa, Ka has to do with spirit, and Af from where. So it is really, really confusing. We don't even know. And other people are saying, no, Africa comes from Sepias Africanus. He was a Roman emperor who conquered North Africa. And then he named this continent. Actually, he named North Africa Africa after himself. So if we say we are Africans, then it means then we are, called after this Italian man. And other people say, no, the Italians actually called the south of the Mediterranean as Africa, meaning the land of the black. So we don't actually know what actually is the meaning of Africa, or where the name Africa actually came from. But this is what we know for sure, is that we're not Africans. Because, the name is always centered around North Africa. But what about us who are in the south of Africa? We are not the Afri people. And even that acronym, Africa, has got nothing to do with our languages. We don't know what that means. It's not our language. It's not even in our vocabulary. So it does not apply to us. What about those from Eastern Africa, Central Africa? They don't know what Africa is. But let me tell you something interesting. Here in South Africa, we have white people who came from Europe, came to settle here. And they conquered the land, they stole the land, they're still keeping the land, and they call themselves Afrikaners. And they speak Afrikaans. Very interesting. Because if Africa came from black people, is the name of a tribe in Africa, why would they call themselves after black people? These people are racist. They hate black people. They hate us. We know that. They want nothing to do with us. They are our oppressors. So why would they name themselves after the very people that they hate? Maybe they know something that we don't. If we want to know more about this name Africa, I think we should speak to them. That's if they will speak to us, so that we understand where this name comes from. And some people are saying, you're always talking about black. Why aren't you saying African? And I'm like, we are not Africans. Yes, there are people who are Africans, but not all of us on this continent are Africans. I prefer black for now. Well, I'm not really into labels, but that's the label that we can use for now. I love the color black, because black is the color of origin. Is the color of creation. Before there was everything, there was just water and blackness. It was all dark, it was all black. And out of that black color and water came fire and soil, you know, and air and the plants, the animals, and people. Out of the black color, that's where you find all the colors of the rainbow. They come from black. And white means devoid of color. So black is a good color. We are the original people, and black is the color of origin. So I prefer black. I know that this color has been demonized for a very long time, but we can change that if we embrace the color, when we understand what it is. And it's a very warm color. It brings warmth. Black brings warmth, right? Out of black comes light. There's no light without blackness. It has to be black first so that you can see. And some people are saying, when you die, go to where the light is. I think I'll go to where the black is. I prefer black. Yeah, when I'm dead, I'm gonna follow black. So labels can be a problem sometimes, actually most of the time, because when they give you a certain label already, there's an expectation that has been put on you. You have to follow that label that is given to you by somebody else. So Africa for me is a problem because somebody's telling me that I'm African, and I have to accept that, and I have to behave likewise. How do Africans behave? How do Africans live? Africa is a continent, people. It's got 54 countries. It's not a country. I hear people say America, Brazil. They talk of China and Italy and France and England, and then they say Africa. It is not a country. It's got thousands of tribes. The fact that I'm from this continent doesn't mean that I'm like all the other people. We're not homogenous. We're different people. Here in South Africa, we've got 9 indigenous languages. And also the languages of the Khoi, the San, the Nama, the Griqua, you know. And the people are still working on it so that they can be recognized. We're not the same. We do things differently. I speak Sesotho. I'm from the tribe of Basotho. But even within Basotho, we don't do these things exactly the same way. It depends on your clan. So this label Africa is a problem because they all put us in the same boat. You know, they paint us with the same brush as if we are the same people. We are not. Yes, we look alike. As the Americans say, not all skin folk is skin folk. So the fact that you look like me does not mean that you are my blood. No. And it's okay. It's okay for us to embrace our differences. It is good. We have to work on that, you know, of stop being petty, but being able to come together as the oppressed people of the world and to liberate ourselves. So let's find a name for ourselves. If it bothers you, you can do that. But if you're like me, I'm not bothered, then yeah, let's find a name that can work for us, you know, that can embrace us, something that is positive, man, something that can put us in a good light. We're tired of dark Africa. We just need a name for this continent, but something that comes from us, you know. We need to come together and sit at a table and decide which name can we take, which name can we embrace, which name can actually be our identity as a people. And we don't want anything negative anymore, and not a name that comes from them, but from us. Good people, I will catch you in the next video.